Played Blackout for 1 hour, and this is what I learned. I recently downloaded it this morning, and I played it straight for 1 hour, and I gotta say, in that hour that I was playing, I kind of learned a lot. I went in here expecting a lot less than what I got as my result. Kind of blew me away on how it's played. You always want to be tactical. You always want to be thinking of what your next move is going to be. It's not as basic as Fortnite. I've been playing Fortnite for a year straight, and you know, it's kind of different. I want to talk about the things that I really liked about Blackout and the things that I didn't really like, and there's not a lot of those things. So let's get into this. So the first thing I do want to talk about is the controls. The controls are so great for me. They are very similar to Fortnite and Call of Duty combined, basically. You have like the mechanics of Fortnite, you know, marking where you want to drop, just the overall skydiving portion, and just all of that just being very similar to Fortnite. It's kind of like hey, you know, people are going to be coming from Fortnite, let's make them feel at home, almost. And also the people playing Call of Duty, you guys know, it's going to be like a Call of Duty game in free-for-all. But let's talk about the next part. I really like the controls, but let's talk about the mechanics. The mechanics in the game, there's some things I don't like and some things I do like. I don't like the skydiving at all. The skydiving and parachuting is kind of a little, like, weird, I guess you could say. It's not as... You're not going to land where you want, basically, all the time. It's very hard to judge where you're going to land when you're on your parachute. I felt like I was always missing my spot where I was aiming for by like 15 feet, and that's kind of sucks. That could really mess you up in the game and get you killed very early. It sucks, trust me, and especially with like RNG involved and where you run into to get your loot, that can really screw over the whole game. And I get how they're going for that more realistic theme, but it's not really like, hey, that's a good feature. I feel like the parachuting should be a lot more simpler and easier. I also thought that I couldn't really ever find my good sensitivity. It was either the vehicle sensitivity being really slow, my sensitivity being too fast, or the parachuting sensitivity being really weird. I like all the attachments and equipment that you can find on the ground. It really branches that out for me. I like Fortnite, but sometimes it's just like a little basic. You know, you get your AR, you get your shotgun. But in this game, you know, you pick up your AR, and then there's like 5 other things that you can attach to it. You got like 6 grenades that you can throw at people. It's such a fun experience of looting, because it's like, hey, do I want this 2 times? Do I want a red dot? You know, what's my style going at? And I also noticed that really all the guns are decent. There's not really any horrible guns in the game. I had my chances with quite a few, and I was able to at least stick through the gunfight. I'm not a good player, really, because I've only been playing for an hour, but I was able to do a lot more than what I thought I could with some of the guns I thought would be bad, and that's a good thing too. I really enjoyed the weaponry and just all the equipment in the game. What did I learn? Because when I come in here, obviously from playing Fortnite for a year, it's going to be a lot different. I learned that obviously you have to really know your surroundings. You got to know what you can take cover on. You got to know what areas are going to be a very advantage to you and what are not, because you can't just pull out your blueprints and build something and get high ground in a second. It really goes to terrain knowledge, as very smart people would say. I really like this. Like, it's very different, and I definitely feel like it kind of changes the game, because you can't just go up to somebody and, you know, expect them not to shoot you. You always have to be taking cover and ducking and really just being tactical overall. Also learned that you gotta be on top of where the zone is gonna be coming from. It is not as slow as Fortnite zones. It sucks sometimes. I mean, there's obviously a lot of vehicles that can save you from this. It's just that the fact that you gotta be on top of where you are landing, on top of where the zone is coming from, because that can really hurt you. The zone does not lie. It will tick for a lot of damage, and it sucks when you're in it. And I really just feel like I just feel so tactical, and using so much different equipment, really, it just awesome. And I love this whole new side of a battle royale, because I never played PUBG. I kind of just watched a bunch of streams on it. But obviously everybody can play Fortnite, so when you play Fortnite and then go to this game, it's very different. I was able to learn a lot of weapons that I liked. I liked the one where it kind of looks like the AUG. I think it's called like the ABR. And I really noticed some of the shotguns are really good. I always thought, you know, shotguns were trash in Call of Duty. But it doesn't really seem that way. Some of the shotguns can really pack a punch. But, I mean, I feel like the overall, like, combo you're probably going to always want to be doing is like AR, SMG, or like AR sniper, because that's probably going to give you the most advantage to a gunfight, because you never know how far someone's going to be, but obviously when you're being pushed in together, it's really different. And I do have to get used to the controls. It is a lot more complicated than Fortnite. The reason why everybody likes Fortnite is because it's so simple and so easy to just, like, you know, learn about. It's like, hey, you get your blue AR, you get your shotgun. But in this, there's so much, like, equipment, there's so much grenades, there's so much healing. It's very hard to understand sometimes. And I really gotta get to the bone of that, because once you start learning all your buttons, where just everything is going to be good, you learn your equipment, you learn your loadout, your favorite loadout, you're set, man. You are in a good position. Tell me what you guys are thinking about Blackout, because I'm liking it, but let's move on. Talk about the map. Now, the map, I really haven't been everywhere on. I kind of stuck to, like, the middle of the map. I did go to Nuketown Island, which is pretty fun, but I did like the map. It's very colorful, it's not boring, there's always something to be looking at, and there's just so many, like, terrain around. I mean, you got, like, plateaus, you got hills, there's so much advantage points that you can get to that people just don't understand. Fortnite's very simple. You got your really tall mountains, and then you got your really just short, flat, plateau type of style things. But in this game, you know, there's, like, small ridges, hills, cars everywhere, running, just madness, and you got people on top of you, you got gunshots to your back. It's insane. I know this sounds a little complicated, but there's a lot going on with the whole map. You know, buildings everywhere, hills everywhere, and just different terrain styles. Really makes the game interesting. I like that a lot. And I don't know, guys, Blackout definitely seems fun. I'm really enjoying it. I really like the equipment that you use. I really like the healing that you use. I just like the look of it. I like the characters that you use. The map's pretty cool, and the zombies features it's also cool. I mean, it's not insane, but it is cool. But yeah, just like the whole different style of Battle Royale is definitely cool to see, and the first person mode I'm very used to, so I'm able to, you know, understand and adapt to it pretty fast. But for someone who may not really ever played Call of Duty before, or a first-person game in general, it may be a little hard to understand. I really enjoyed Blackout so far. If you guys do want to see more Blackout gameplay or videos, it doesn't really have to be talking about the game itself. It could be talking about, you know, maybe just characters in it, because I am a Fortnite skin channel, so that would make sense. Because, you know, part of me really wants to upload other games, not like frequently, but like just every now and then. But in other parts, I'm like, dude, just stick to Fortnite. You know, obviously that's gonna be the best point for you. But at the same time, I'm like, hey, you know, people may be switching over to Blackout soon, or just playing both in general. My side of things is everybody's gonna be eventually playing Fortnite and Blackout. I just would love to see that. I feel like variety gaming is really what we need, because it brings, you know, competition towards one another. It pushes the games to do really well, and pushes the players to, you know, just be creative and stuff like that. And content creators also benefit from that too. So yeah, tell me what you guys think about Blackout so far. I think I already said that. I'm enjoying the hell out of it, even though I haven't only played an hour. I'm liking Black Ops 4 overall. And I'll see you guys later. So if you guys want a game yet, let me know down in the comments. I will see you guys later. Peace the F out.